So, hi, this is part one for new consultants, and I am absolutely so delighted to be inviting all of you here because, as a most part, many of you are seniors that are on, and you're here to support your new team members, but this class is designed specifically for brand new team members, and I never, ever want to forget what I felt like when I opened up my starter kit, and that was quite a large number of years ago. And what I really want you to know, consultants, I just want to if I could hug you and just tell you how proud I am, because so many people dream and fantasize about wanting to own their own business, but most people will never act on it because they are just fearful. They let their emotions get control over them. So hold on, I'm going to mute things out here for a second. Okay, now we won't have any feedback, but we will be able to get back to the wall. You will be able to see the things and not hear anything. And once again, if you want me to repeat anything or show something again, when the screen starts being active, just ask me. And Alicia just said she got her kit today. Oh my gosh, this is the best Christmas present of all. It's just an amazing box. And when you open up that case, you know what, ladies, you could see just pieces of papers and folders and product samples, or you might open up that case and look into it, and I want you to be a dream caster. I want you to, the most important thing you can do is think of possibility thinking. Possibility, everything you see and hear, every national, every million-dollar director, every independent Mary Kay woman started with this starter kit. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's smooth sailing. You're going to have lumps because we deal with people. You know what? But you know what? I tend to remind myself, because I love to shop for shoes, how many times I've gone to a shoe store and have somebody bring out 10, 12 pair of shoes, and they're sitting all over the floor around me. It's a sea of shoes. And then I promptly get up and say, no, I just don't think any of them are right for me today. And don't even look back to the mess left in that shoe store. And I never thought what a salesman would feel like until I experienced a beauty show. Now, thank goodness for new people today, it is a rare, rare thing that you're going to have an appointment and have zero sales. But back in 1977 when I started, I had lots of zero classes where you would do a class and they would say, thank you, that was fun, and they would be off. But you know what? Back in those days, people didn't know if Mary Kay was soap for the face or the floor or the car. But today, you have name recognition. People know around the world about Mary Kay Cosmetics. They know about how wonderful it is. They know about the great products. And so it's odd you will not experience those things like that. But the most important thing I can tell you as an independent businesswoman, and if I could get one message over tonight, is I want you to learn to think like a business person. I want you to think like a business. And so whether it's a little business where you just have a basket of products and you wander around and sell mascaras or hand creams, and sell it to your 10 friends and family, or whether you have a vision of having a full circle business. Well, my goal when I started, when I opened up that first beauty case, you know, it was, oh my gosh, if I could just make $50 or $100, I would just feel like the most successful businesswoman out there. But I soon fell in love with this business, and I have so passionately enjoyed this business. So I just want to tell you, ladies, there isn't a thing that can happen to you, not one single thing that I haven't personally experienced or assisted someone get through an object or a situation. So I want to tell you, I am looking forward to working with each one of you. We're going to have training sessions on this medium, but I will be calling and setting up an appointment with each of our new people individually. And my job is I want to get to know you, because if I know what makes you tick, if I know what your driving force, what is your passion, what do you really want to get out of this business, my mission is to make that come true. Because frankly, ladies, when you're successful, I'm successful, and there's no other way around that. If you're not happy, I'm not going to be happy. So I'm not clairvoyant. I like to think I can understand people a lot. But I need for you to promise me that we'll always have an open communication where that you will feel comfortable coming to me and saying, this is what I need help. And then, can you coach me? Can we role play? Can we make this happen? And so with that little message, let me tell you, attitude is everything. You're going to learn about attitude every time you go to an event. I'm going to talk a little bit about it later on. We're in the image business. And Mary Kay asks very, very few things of us. But when we represent our company, Mary Kay asks that we always look the part of a beauty consultant. And I was proud to say I'm in show business. It's beauty show business. And so when you go to do your classes, you want to look the part. So you might want to sit down if you haven't had a new makeover, or like Alicia, she just got her starter kit today, and most all of you on the call have just gotten it within the last week or so, or it's en route as we speak. You want to open it up and take one of those sample look cards and get a new look. I want you to look different, because people are going to say, what is she up to? You know, you want to look the part of a beauty consultant. Maybe you want to get a new haircut, a new styling. But the most important thing is look the part of a Mary Kay. We always wear a skirt when we represent our company. Mary Kay was brilliant. She said, think like a man. Do you know what that means, think like a man? It means they look at the bottom line. They're always thinking of a business. How do we make it better? And so I was trained by my mother to be a problem solver. Like, if I wasn't getting what I wanted, what did I have to do different? So over the next few weeks, that will be my mission, to help you learn to think like that, to be a creative problem solver, always getting what you want. And together we'll work on that. So look like a Mary Kay, be in show business, because every time I go to work, I end up at a party, and it's usually a Mary Kay party. Are we on the circle about that? I'm going to bring some things up on the screen now, and the first thing that I would want you to look at, and you can just print this when I bring it up, is because this is just 10 points. And may I tell you, ladies, this business is a very simple business. It's not always easy because we work with people, and people are different, but simple, yes. And I learned early that if I would just learn some very basic things, it doesn't matter over the last 36 years that they have upgraded, thank goodness, and improved our products. And every quarter we get updated, hot new products. But we must learn to do a few basic things. So for new consultants, if you wanted to print this off, you could just go up to your page and just hit File, Find Print, and print it off. And the first thing is that it just tells you you can click these little items off of what you need to do. And I believe some of you have already been on to doing this as I looked at my reports today, as far as setting up your web page, buying your business cards and everything. And we will cover that shortly. How do you do that? And so if you print that off, or you can come back and see it on my page, here it is. You could pull it up and print it off for yourself, and that's important. This recording, this class is being recorded, so it will be here under History and Recordings, and you could easily just pull it up and listen to it at another date. So that's down at the bottom of your screen left where it says History and Recordings. At any time as we do this, this one is called New Consultant 1. Next week will be New Consultant 2. New Consultant 2 will cover how do you're going to get basic booking on this class today, but you will get like how to prepare, how to set up for single facials and classes. Okay, so that's what you're going to get off of this class. You would want to see that it says order your business supplies. Those are all the little things that you need. I would also want to tell you in this category you would need to set up a separate banking for just Mary Kay. In other words, if you want to use the same bank that you're at for your family money, but you would want to have a separate account. You do not put Mary Kay's name on it. If you had someone that you wanted to be able to sign money out or write checks out of it, they could be on the signature, but their name would not be on the checks. It would be your name, maybe special account, and your information. And that's where you deposit all of your Mary Kay money when you collect from customers. And out of that, at a later date, we're going to talk about money management. We'll tell you where you put 100% of your money in this account and how do you pay yourself a paycheck. Because remember, You're the owner of your Mary Kay business under the umbrella of Mary Kay. And out of this, you get the honor of being not only the CEO making smart decisions about how often do you work, but you're also going to be the treasurer that will take care of your money. And I want to teach you to be good stewards of your money, not to waste your money, not to be an impulse person. And in the bottom line, even though we purchase at 50%, it costs about 10-12% to run your business. So out of this account, as you build your money up in it, you're going to pay yourself a salary, and that comes out at like 38 to 40% based on what are your expenses. Your expenses would be like stamps, your business supplies to do your beauty show. You get enough of those business supplies in your starter kit for your first 25 faces. And so, but as you do more faces, you will buy more disposable items and so forth. So that is what you want to do, first of all, is set up that. Next thing you want to set up is a small space in your home. To tell you the truth, with a busy household of 3 little boys, when I began my business, I had a shoebox, and I would carry that around from room to room, and I would sit sometimes in the bathroom because I wasn't thinking like a businesswoman. You might have a small desk someplace in your bedroom. If you have a space for a larger desk, I didn't. So I had a shoebox that I kept the files in of my customers, and I would take the phone and go sit in the bathroom. That's how small I started. But very quickly I ended up taking over one of the bedrooms and making a full business office. You can talk to me personally. How and what kind of space do you need? You need very minimum. What you need is you can slide products underneath the bed. You can have a small closet like a linen closet that you can put your products in. But you want to have a business attitude. Where are you going to work, and where can you have a business that only you? Jokingly, when people would call, I'd say, hold on, and I'll go to my office and I can help you. And I'd pick up the phone, and I would go into the bathroom, shut the door, and I was in my office. The customer need not know that your bathroom is your bed, is your office, but it sets a different attitude than to say, excuse me, I'll go in the bathroom and I'll take care of your business. It doesn't work as well. So I hope you hear the humor in that what you want to do is, excuse me, I'm going to go in my office. And today I say the same thing, but I'm sitting at a full office now. Okay, the second thing you want to do is inventory. We'll talk about that in a business. I love, love, love it, and I bet all of you are saying the same thing too. I think Mary Kay was an absolute genius when she said that we were given the privilege of having our own inventory. Women are impulse shoppers. When they have a facial, I chuckled today. I had 3 women call me. I didn't even have to solicit this. These are customers who had called me and said, Ann, I need to come over and get a few things. And so we had set one at 2:30 and one at 3:15 and another one at 6. And guess what? They came over and left with a cumulative of about $250 of products, because I had to open up a box that had just arrived with all the new translucent powders. And I thought I was being smart because I ordered 4 of them. Well, guess what? 3 of them are gone as of today. I opened the box just to show it to them, and they all wanted it. So when you have it, women want it. That's what I'm going to share with you. Okay, the third thing on your list is to observe 2 classes. And this is it. For all of you that are out there, you have a fantastic beauty show to watch that comes in your case that will work as one. If your recruiter is in the area, I'm going to ask that you go watch one with her. If you do not have one in an area and you can watch a beauty show in progress, I will tell you, we'll be in touch, and through MS Messenger, and if you have a camera on your smartphone, you can watch me do one. I want you to see real people doing real business. And let me tell you something. There are 2 kinds of beauty shows. And for your sake, I hope your consultant has the second one, because you'll learn a lot in the second one. The first one is sheer joy. And I think all of the new consultants will agree that some beauty shows, literally people are throwing checks and credit cards like they were at me this afternoon. They wanted everything I showed them. But sometimes, you know what, when you do a beauty show, that you have to work for your money. In other words, people have money issues. Maybe they're not trusting. Maybe they don't know, or maybe they had a bad experience with cosmetics, and they're likely to say, oh, I break out. Very, very, very few people have an issue with our products. They're premier products, and they're respected around the world. If you say Mary Kay, they know that it stands for excellence. But for your sake, you're going to learn the most if your consultant has to see and do a class where you have to work. I can recall one class I had 3 new consultants going with me, and I was fairly new. I just developed a dream to be a director, and I was taking 3 new consultants with me, and I had one Friday night and one Saturday night. The Friday night class, I was so positive it was going to be an incredible class, but I walked out of there with 2 lotions sold. And there was one beauty consultant sitting there who had a full-service inventory, and I could see that her heart was just pounding out of her chest. She said, oh, my gosh, Ann. And I said, look, don't worry. I have another one tomorrow night. And we went to that one, and it was huge. Everybody was buying everything. So the lessons learned is it doesn't matter what happens to us. What most important is how do we handle it. And sometimes people are just shopping and they need to think about it. And sometimes people have money issues and they have to allot their money. And if we learn to, as Mary Kay said to us, and I guess the most important thing that I can do is just to say, get the dollar mark out of your eyes. Just get the dollar mark out of your eyes, because if that's what you're looking at, people feel it, they see it, they sense it. But if you are thinking about how I can be of service to you, I want you to be, and my favorite statement when they come in and sit down at my table, sit down, we're going to have a ball, my job is to make you look cute. And then when I call them, I say, what can I do to keep you cute? That's my whole job, is to make your life easier and to keep you looking cute. And they love those. They chuckle, they laugh, and we have a wonderful time. So if you can just put that in bold letters, who can you make look cute today? Okay? So I want to tell you, the most important skill you can develop is booking skills. It's getting those appointments on your date book. And hold on just one second, please. What we want to do is develop huge booking skills. I try to tell every new consultant I'm a booking machine. I can attract people like flypaper, because I want to smile a lot, put a smile on your face. It improves the value of your face. I want you to be happy. Do you love the Mary Kay products? If you can just say, and the scripts are simple, I want you to memorize. It says tentative booking. I can promise you, guarantee you, I would have lost 75% of my business if I had not mastered the tentative booking approach. The tentative. So if I said to Myra, oh, Myra, when is normally a good time for us to get together? I'd love for you to try Mary Kay and tell me what you think. And she starts telling me, well, I've got this one in dance class, and I got this one over here, and Jeremy doesn't get home until 9 o'clock at night. And I could see that this woman was so busy with 4 small children. How on earth would I, and my schedule and hers was not going to match. And so I would say, Myra, and this is a wonderful tool. I hope you'll look. If you'll look in the back of your date book, there are some pages, and you could say, Myra, may I ask you, are you a flexible person? And everybody says yes. Nobody's going to say to me they're as rigid as a stick. They're going to say no. I'm sure I am. She's going to say, sure. And I say, well, you know what? I'm just going to put you on my flex list. And would you mind that if at the last moment, just like the dentist, if I had a postponement, would you mind if I called you at the last minute? Would you be offended? And maybe we could get together, and at the very last moment, you might want to have your best friend or your next-door neighbor over. And she would say yes. So when I have an appointment that postpones or gets rescheduled, I am determined. If I say I'm going to work 2 days a week, I work 2 days a week. And so I go to my flex list. and that's where I'm going to pull one of those names up and call her. And that's where I have booked some of my most powerful, successful appointments, those spur of the moments. Another way that you use tentative booking once is when you're booking, if you're at a beauty show and someone, you're always your goal, Mary Kay always told us, every class, at least with 4 to 5 people, you should never leave there with less than 2 bookings for future appointments. And so I would say, is there any reason why we couldn't get together for your checkup class and you have a couple of friends over? And if they give me any of the objections, like I just mentioned, I would say, would want Sandra to get credit for it, right? Because we give extra hostess credit if our hostesses have appointments from there. And they say, sure, well, why don't we go ahead and just set a tentative booking? And we could change it tomorrow if you find out if it doesn't work. How does that sound? And that way I can give our hostess credit tonight. These words are all here. I want you to read them and book them. But right now, the most important list that you can make is to start making a list of a lot of people, everybody that has skin. I want you to write their name down on a notebook. Everybody. Think of it. The dentist assistants, your teachers, your people you go to church with, your neighbors, your friends. You just might write Susie at the cleaner. She's real friendly. And then you just put that list down. Now, I have a little clue that really help you in getting these first appointments. These are so important. And I'm going to tell you what my recruiter told me. Mary Kay asked us to book 5 classes real close together. Why? Because we're all nervous, just like I was nervous because this is my first big webinar. I've done conference calls, I've done classes in front of 2,000 people, and yet I was nervous tonight. Why? Because I was out of my comfort zone, just like you're going to be out of your comfort zone when you book your first class. You could be the best makeup artist in the whole United States, but if you're doing your first Mary Kay class, you're going to be a little nervous because it's new. That's normal. That's accepted. But let's say when you make this list, I want you to look at this list and say, who are the people that are balcony people? Who are the people that are dream supporters, dream believers? These are the women that you're going to call first. And those that are dream stealers, you know them. Sometimes we're married to them. Sometimes they're our mothers, our sisters, our best friends. These are the kind of people who play it safe. And they're going to say, now, why are you going to do that? Jamie, why are you starting? You're so busy. You take care of your mom. How are you going? And they're going to start saying all these things. It happens to me. It happened to the best. And it'll happen to you. What you have to say is, I'm going to ask you to put those dream stealers on a wait list. And you're going to only go to the dream believers. And you're going to ask them first because I want you to get some massive victories under your belt. So when you book these first 5 classes, these are your friends who are going to say, sure, I love makeup. I want to have fun. Sure, I love to try new things. Now, so outside of these dream believers' name, I want you to write a reason why you think they'd love it. It may be they're a cosmetic junkie. Maybe they just love to have a party. Maybe they just love the newest and the greatest. So you call them and ask them to be your first hostess and say, I'm practicing. I've started my Mary Kay business. My director asked me to select a few people. A few people who really, really love to try new things. And my director asked me to look for somebody who's friendly and warm and loves to have a party, and I immediately thought of you. Give her a genuine compliment and say, is there any reason why we couldn't have 3 to 4 friends there in addition to you so I can practice? I need to get a bunch of faces, every color, every age group to try my products and to tell me what you think. And then we never ask a yes or no question. Is there any reason why? Please put that in bold print. Is there any reason why? Because that's going to be your best booking tool. They have to think of a conscious reason why it won't work. And say what's normally, just like me, just keep talking, don't take a breath. What's normally best for you, the first of the week or the end of the week. Now you've got your date book open and you look and see when you're available. What are the 2 or 3 times that you have set aside that you want to hold Mary Kay business? Then that's when you are going to block in the time. You're going to say, if she says the first of the week, you look at it and say, when do I want to do it? Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Is there a date or time in there? Then if it's the end of the week, pick out the times and then say, I'm available Sunday afternoon and Tuesday evening, which is Tuesdays, which is best for you. Then she says Tuesday. You say you want afternoon or evening. Or if you have a full-time job, you're going to say, do you want 6:30 or 7:30? Whichever, always given a choice. Let me give you a psychological note here. Anytime you say, what about Tuesday? Somebody says, oh, that's the day the kids have dance lessons. Well, what about Thursday? Oh, no, I have PTA meeting that day. Now, do you see what's happening? You start feeling like you're being aggressive or pushy, so you say, okay, it's not going to work. That's not the way to get what you want. You give choices. You will narrow it down. And if you think it's not going to work, you use the tentative booking when you say, do you mind if I put you on my flex list? Because you know what, Alicia, I really want you to be one of my first hostesses. Let's find a time that will really work for you. Does anybody have any questions? You can type it in or somebody flag me. I'll unlock it because I want you to feel comfortable about asking questions or getting appointments. Okay, I'm going to unmute you right now. I'm going to turn it off. Okay, now anybody can speak and we can hear you all. Does anybody have a question about booking or getting appointments on the books? Okay, Jesse says, I'm not around anyone I know. How do I make appointments? Let me cover that really good because actually, Jesse, I moved to Pittsburgh and I couldn't have made a list other than they were superficial friends. And then what I did, I had 3 little boys. I think you have 2 boys. And so I made a list of the children they played with or they went to school with. And I asked their mothers. When I went to the pediatrician, I asked the receptionist, I asked the nurses. And I went to the dentist, I asked them. And then that's all. I mean, I kept thinking of all the ways. And then I knew one neighbor, she had a class. But you know what? And then you remember the booking I said, let's talk about the booking that would be like booking from booking. I knew that if I had 5 classes, I found 5 acquaintances that I knew through Welcome Wagon. It could be the military, it could through your church, through this children's playtime, people that are on that 2nd or 3rd level of associates. That's where you'll find them. And there are people all around you. That's how you will find them. And so I want you to make a list of that, of just possibilities. And then, Jesse, guess what I'm going to do? I'll call you, and then we'll role play some really unusual things, too. Because you can do bazaars. You can get a table at a like a daycare center. Women are finding women out there everywhere you go. I mean, unless you're on a mountaintop in West Virginia where there's nobody within 100 miles of you, there are people around you that have skin. So we have to think outside the box. Okay? Okay, now, anybody else have a question? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to mute it off so I can go on to the next page here. And hold on one second. We'll go backwards. Okay, back to the tablet here, and you should see the wall again. Okay, doke. Now I want you to, because we've talked about that, I want to take you to InTouch. And this is going to help a lot of you. Now, you have a page like this, and if you've not set up your InTouch page, I want you to type in www.marykintouch.com. You can do this later, .com. And this section here will come up. You'll enter your consultant number, and then it'll ask for you to set up a password. It'll prompt you. Once it's there, it'll save your records, and then you click on this, and this is your contact with Mary Kay. This is an amazing, amazing site. If you didn't have me or your amazing recruiter to call and contact, we're your best buddy. We're your business partner. Our job is to be in your corner, in your space. And if you really want to make things happen, you'll tie a knot onto my skirt, and you will be on my spend list really fast. And I just want to tell you something, ladies. I work this business every day. I work it around my family schedule, but I have a lot of free time that I work. I'm going to be working with somebody, some consultants or offspring director, every day, and it just as might as well be you. And I will match my time and effort and energy with your time that you're willing to put in. So if you want to be a mover and a shaker, if you want to learn this business fast, I want you to be in my space. You will call me before every appointment and tell me who you're talking to, or if your best method of communication is texting, I do that too. I email. I try to find every means of communication to stay in my consultant space, those who want it. A lot of people are consultants that just want to service themselves and 5 or 10 customers. But I'm looking for women who really want to master this business and move themselves up consistently up the ladder of success. Now, when you look at this page, your page is going to look slightly different because it's going to have a clock on it. It's going to tell you what you're doing. As a new consultant, it's giving you additional prompts. The things that I want you to get to know with. If you will look up at the top underneath In Touch, it says ordering. This is how you communicate. The things when it says online ordering, this is how you order your inventory, how you place orders for customers, and how you, as you can see, it says you can be making one up and you can save it. After we go through much of the information tonight and you decide what size order, if you want a handful or a house full, this full service business, you tell me. I will make a sample order for you and I will post it on your site. It will be on this page. You would come here under saved orders and you will see it says saved by your director. You can open it up and you can change it. In other words, if you said, oops, she ordered really red, I don't want red lipstick, I really want more plums. And so you delete the red and you add the plums. But it's going to help you see, because I do know what sells the most. I know where your money will go. Your future is in your miracle sets, your repair sets, your botanical sets, glamour. You're going to sell, unless you've got somebody that really already loves fragrances and knows a Mary Kay fragrance. I usually do not order any or recommend any fragrances or body cares or those things in the first order. That doesn't mean that you're not going to build on that, because we have full service. In other words, we have something for everybody. So this is where you order. As you noticed on your new consultant instruction, what's to do next, you want to order your business cards and supplies. You would come down to Mary Kay Connections, click on that, and you would see MK Connections. That is where you click on here and you can make your business decision. You have choices and options that you can order the kind of business cards you want, how many you want, and so forth. As you see this page, I want you to see that Mary Kay has special connections with different businesses. So if you want to use Office Depot for different things, get your discount card here, and you will get a Mary Kay discount on any printing or any other things that you need from the Office Depot. FedEx Office is the same. You can get your a credit card, your insurance, all of these things. ProPay, you want to come here and set this up. This is what you need to set up, so when people want to use a credit card to buy their products, or if they go on your website to order products, then they can put their credit card there and it is redeemed through ProPay. So you need to set this up so it's an active account for yourself and it's connected. One of the questions asked of me just this week was, how do you get it set up to put it on your web page? It's automatically. Once you put your information, your bank there, it's a very, very secure site. You just follow the prompts, and when someone goes to your web page, that is automatically connected. They put their credit card in there, and you can charge it. Okay, let's go back up here. The other thing is under business tools, and this will be different. Yours may not have all the things I have because of being a director, but I want you to see this here. You can see all the things that you need. Under the things I want you to concentrate this week, here's product knowledge. This should give you the most secure feeling. If anybody asks you anything, And we all imagine that everybody's going to be asking you all these PhD questions about ingredients. They don't. I have so many stories to tell. One day I can't even pronounce the name of those ingredients on our products. And I was at a beauty show, and this is before we had web pages that kept us informed. But somebody asked me, and she repeated all the technical names of ingredients, and is it in my product? And I go, gee, I don't know. But you know what? I'll call Dallas and get the answer for you. And she said, no, that's not important. That's okay. And I said, no, really, tomorrow I'll call the company and find out. Well, after everybody had left the class and I was cleaning up, the hostess said, don't worry about that. She's a microbiologist, and she was just trying to impress you. And I sort of chuckled about it, but it was a lesson learned. You know what? Most people just want to know 3 things about our products. How much do they cost? What am I going to get out of it? And what's the results? Isn't that true? How do I use it? What does it cost? And what's the results? But if you do have somebody, or you are a detail person, or you have issues, come here under Product Central, and you can find everything about every product. You can print off pages that you could give to people that will build their confidence about our product. This is education. Come under consultants education, and I was really tickled because I got a message from Alicia, and she says, I've already done all this. She has been on this line, and she joined in Mary Kay after the 1st of the month. And Alicia, I was really impressed to see that you have already started going through all your lessons. What a good student. Starts Something Beautiful is a great site. This is new, and it's a live interaction class, and I want you to take part in this. But you can watch videos, and these are great. The first one was on booking here, down at the bottom. That's a great live video. Live number 2 is Get the Party Started. It's more about the beauty show. So make sure that you're watching this, and every week they're putting on something different. They will keep them here, and you can come back. Or as soon as you get your first new recruit, then guess what? You're going to bring them here immediately and let them start learning and doing. But go back up to New Consultant, Consultant Education. And these are lessons here, and I want you to start the Silver Wings program and do 1 or so of these every night. 15 or 20 minutes, you will be a PhD in Mary Kay before you know it. For you that are really detail-oriented and you get your security there, this is going to keep you going. But you know what? The most important thing is to see a beauty show and to do a beauty show. Beauty shows are simple and easy. If you're wearing the product already, guess what? I just jokingly, because I was an elementary school teacher, I say this business is show business. We squirt the products out on the tray. We point to it, and then we tell them to put it on, take it off. How does it feel? And then we give our closing. Mary Kay said the most important thing that we could do is have a good opening and a good closing. And I'm going to teach that to you next week. And then you're going to be holding so many classes, and you're going to love the results. Because when we close our Slam and Beauty shows, you go home with money. Okay. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is, this is a good place. Who wants to earn a career card? If you want to be any of that, that's where you find the rules and the guidelines. And once you know that, then you know what you need to do. Focus now right on your education and then getting started. So if not, anyone has any questions, Myra just reminded me that for $5 a month, you can get a CDs that are sent to you, and they are amazing, amazing classes. That $5 that are geared towards your level of consultant, because you get them as a consultant. Then when you move up, they send team building, and then they send a different set to directors. So for $5 a month. And so I want you to get that. I see Angie says, I love those CDs. That is great. I'm glad to see all of you saying that you're getting them and that you're enjoying them. It's $5 well spent. And just keep a library of those CDs, because as you get your recruits, you can pass them on or share them and let them try them there. Now, let me go out of here. Unless you have any questions, send it over to me. How do you order them? Sandra asked that. You go under, let me see, it's media. I think it's under media sources. I forgot where I bought them last time. I'll find that, Sandra, and send it to you. Media sources. Thank you, Myra. She's on top of everything. She's my right hand. Go on to media sources here, and it will tell you to pick your English, and you can purchase them here. And they just come, they're automatically charged every month, and you will get those. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Myra. Okay. Now I'm going back up to the wall. Let me get out of here. Okay. Now I want to talk to you something about getting your business started. We know how to get on here and start learning. We've now talked a little bit about booking. One of the most important things that we need to talk about now is what are you going to sell once you get to your beauty show. And so what we're going to talk about, and this brochure came in your starter kit if you had it. Many of you may have already been looking at it, but I want to walk you through this. And I want to tell you something, ladies. My job is to be your business coach. It doesn't matter one twit to me where you start with your inventory. However, it's going to make a huge difference to you because Mary Kay gives new consultants bonuses based on your very first wholesale order. And so that's what's on the screen here is when you place your first wholesale order that's enough for your first couple of classes, then you are going to get $115, but this order must be placed within the first 15 days. So we'll come back to see this. That is why you're asked when you're filling out your information on your web page to put in the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin tone, because the computer stores that information, and then you get a color compact that's based on your skin tone. If you didn't do that and you send in your first order, they send you a neutral shade based on what you are, either beige bronze or beige ivory. So, but if it's not, if you put your information in, it's custom done for your skin tone. So I'm going to talk to you about, and I'm going to come back to this page. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm going to go right on past here. You see this? This is what I would call a full service. If you came to my office, I probably have 2.5, 3 times this much inventory. Remember I spoke about all these things, the fragrances? You're going to find very little of that because when people buy this, I know what they want. I keep 1 or 2 of those on hand. And if somebody wants it that I don't have on hand, then I drop ship it to that person. Where is my money? Where do I make instant profit? Where is it? It's your sets. I believe in 100%. I have about a 99% of sale for new customers of selling sets. And I'm going to train heavily on that next week because I don't care where you live. People need to use the ultimate skincare, the ultimate repair, and they need supplements. And I make it convenient and easy for them. So this is your money ticket. The next thing, a big money ticket for you, even though they're the least costly, is your glamour items. But women want to learn about glamour. That was where the major sales came today because these are good customers are buying basics and their skincare, but they wanted spring colors and things like that. So that's where the big sales came today for that. So we're going to talk about that, but I want to tell you about this bonus program. But I hope you know that when you bought your starter kit, the thing that gave me confidence, because no one on this call would ever be as frightened as I was when I started my business, but I remembered one thing. Mary Kay offers consultants a 90% buyback guarantee. So if you have a piece of paper in front of you, I want you to write down some numbers. Let's just say for the heck of argument, you did decide that you were going to purchase a full service order, and it would be $3,600. This would retail for, if you sold every piece of it, $7,200. And Mary Kay is going to give you, remember I talked about the bundles. It says down here you would get 1 Timewise bundle and your choices of 5 bundles. That's all of these bundles up here. See all these bundles? It's 2 pages of them. There's the Timewise bundle. They're going to give you 1 here. And then you've got these sets and these sets and these sets. You would pick out 5 of these if you chose to buy this set of products. And I'm not suggesting this. This is for just to help you understand what's at stake here today. Now, let's say that's, and plus, if you did it within 15 days, you are going to get the extra $113, which would be your glamour products. So that's $600 here with bundles plus the $113. It's over $700. But I want you to think about that all of you that ordered your products, ordered your starter kit in April, have a bonus coming off, and they're going to take $3,600, which would be plus your tax. They're going to take $150 off, and you would only pay $3,450. Plus, you would get in excess of $700 in free products. I want you to know this is how valuable this is. Let's fast forward 3 or 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, 10 months, and you won the kahuna of all lotteries. Or you just said, you know, I don't like Mary Kay. I just don't want to be a consultant anymore. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I want you to understand it doesn't matter the reason. If you chose to ship your products back to Mary Kay, they would write you a check for you paid $3,450. They would take off 10% of that. That would be $345. Okay? That would be, they would send you a check for $3,100. You do not have to send back that $700 in free products. That is your gift from the company for saying, I will try. Do you understand that? So because Mary Kay is willing to do that, and I am willing to teach you, I'm asking you to have an open mind. Don't be like I was, because we didn't get any bonus then, but it didn't matter. I let fear control me, and I started with as small an inventory as I could possibly get and make 50% profit. And yet I was a very, very good student. I learned what I was told about the booking. I was told to hold 5 classes within 2 weeks, and my recruiter did a brilliant, brilliant thing. She said, Ann, if you're really smart, you will do this in 1 week, not 2. And so even though I was really, really busy with my children and all the things that I did in the community, I booked 5 classes, 1 on Tuesday night, 2 on Wednesday, and 2 on Thursday. And I want you to know at the first one I was so petrified I couldn't speak. And I only sold 1 lotion and 1 basic skincare. By 8 o'clock the next morning, the woman called and said, and my husband said I can't have the basic and I have to return it. And I felt so bad for her, but I said, that's okay. I have 2 classes today. As soon as I get the kids off to school, I'll stop by your house and pick it up and return your check. Now, normally, what would have happened if I'd only booked 1 class and I waited to see what happened? I would have never probably held because I was so fragile. I am so glad I was a great student and I did what I was told. I booked 5 classes to be held tight together. She said within a week, I don't know what I was trying to prove. I guess I wanted her to think I was smart. But anyway, I was glad I had booked those 5 classes, because by the time I finished my 2nd class on Tuesday, and I had 2 more the next day, because I'd been fear-driven and only had bought a handful of product, and nobody even knew what I was selling. I had no basics left, and I had 2 classes the next day, and those people had to wait until I could order and more products would come in. So for that reason, I speak with such confidence, and I ask you, put fear in the back burner, and let me show you what is available to you. And then you make a smart business decision. And you don't have to use your own money. Today, thank goodness, if we have a low interest carrying credit card, I highly recommend that you think about going to a bank and getting a small personal loan, whether it's for one of this order or any other order. But get the inventory, because remember the 90% buyback guarantee. And I promise you, when you buy your inventory, you show up. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to pour my love for the business. I'm going to show my passion for you, my dreams for this business, and I will give you the skills, because there isn't anything we women cannot learn and do. So, okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, this is what we call a full service inventory. A few people choose to start with this because they're thinking big. And what I want you to think about when you're thinking about your Mary Kay business, and you can think of this as a small business, as small as having a tiny kiosk Or you can think of a big business that maybe has 5 or 6 rooms in it. It's a boutique that has 5 rooms in it. One would be for the biggest space you would devote to your skincare. Another one would be to your sunscreens and body care and satin hands. That's a good selling item. Another thing would be for all your glamour products. And of course you have the men's products, and we got new men's products starting. So the men's products, that's a huge market. Men want to look cute too, you know. And then we're going to have our fragrances. So you can choose, did you want to start with full inventory? And what you would get for that, you would save $150 if you started in April. And incidentally, for those that are starting in May, I have a special that they're going to get too. And so then you would pick your bundles here, $650 plus $150 off. And then you would get a voucher for $125 that would be used on your next order. Oh my gosh, so not only they took off $150 of this one, but when you order a $400 or $500 or $600 order to replace the inventory you sell this week, they're going to subtract $125 off of that next order. But let's say you just don't feel real comfortable with that one. You can go down. Oh, excuse me. We have a STAR program, and you can go look up there under prizes and promotions. There is a STAR brochure, and when you're at this level, you get to pick a beautiful, beautiful gift from the STAR Consultant Program. But let's go on down. You might want to start with the 3,000. This is a diamond order, and at this level, it's 6,000 retail. They're going to subtract. It's 3,000 wholesale. And incidentally, may I say, if you don't understand wholesale retail, join my club. I didn't either. I walked around for 6 weeks saying, am I making money? Because I didn't understand wholesale retail. I just knew that I was buying it and selling it, and I had money in the bank. Okay, this you would get one time-wise set, plus you would get 4 of the product sets, and you would pick a beautiful, beautiful gift from your STAR program, and this is the diamond level. Then you go down to the 2,400 level. This is a level that it will service maybe 20 people. You see the basics are getting much thinner. I would take this level of money and put it more into here because this is where you're going to sell. You're going to need a couple of sets of botanicals. That will go in there also. And this set, it's 4,800 retail. Wholesale for $24. They're going to subtract $150 off of this, and you're going to get one time-wise bundle and your choice of 3 of the product bundles here. Oh my gosh, that is unbelievable. And you move on down and you get an $80 discount on your second order. Compliments of Mary Kay. This will just show up on the computer. When you put your second order in, they would subtract $80 off of that. That is huge. The STAR order, it's a sapphire order, is our smallest one. This is a order that will start. You think this is going to last you, and perhaps this one. I promise all of you good students that hold and book your first 5, by the time you hold 3 classes, even with the depth of this, and I told you I would make a sample order, even with the depth of this, you're going to do, say, a mother and 2 daughters, or maybe an aunt or somebody in that class, and they're all the same shades of foundation. They probably all like the same color of makeup, glamour. You're going to have, I would have, say, 3 or 4 of the most popular shades of foundation. Guess what? You might sell all 3 of them at that one. Then you'd go to your class the next day, and you would be out of that. So you would be turning this over real quickly, just taking the profits and putting it back into the business until whether you start with a show and tell order, you will eventually get to the top one because that's what full service business women end up hosting. You can ask any of our top performers, the women that are building. You're going to need more than an 1,800 to run a business. This is the last of the STAR level, STAR orders. This is 1,800, but you would also get $150 deducted off of this one. You would get one time-wise bundle plus 2 of the product bundles, and here you would get $50 taken off of your second order. Okie-doke. Now, you can get show and tell orders that are smaller than that, and the lowest one for you to get any of the deduction, for example, if you ordered a 600 wholesale today, that's like enough basics for 2 people. You get 2 miracle sets. So we really have to struggle. Do you want to get them for dry or oily people? Who? You would have to give me lots of information. about who's likely to be your first 4 or 5 customers, because this is a starting order. It's a show and tell order, and you would get your bonus product. You get $220 in free products here, and you get your bonus, plus you get to choose one bundle, and you get $35 off of your next one. I hope you see this. This is just an option choice. You could choose to take less if you did, but I promise you this, you're going to get up here if you're going to do your orders. And so I need to talk to you personally and individually to talk to you about how you would want to do this, who loves you enough to support you. This is not like buying a TV set and it just sits there and depreciates. This is an investment of a business that's going to return 50% plus, because all of you are getting these discounts, and that's going to be amazing. So usually this is where I see people getting glassed over eyes. They're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? It's a business. We've just not talked about it. So I would like to open this up and have you ask me honest questions, anything that you have questions, or if you would like for me to set up a private conference with you, because I don't like to talk about personal business for everybody's information, especially since this is recorded. But if you just have questions, if I did not make this clear about this is a business, where you start is your business. But remember, if you start small and then you do what I asked you and you book the classes, you're going to have 700, 800. The average new customer, when you do the closing that I teach you, will start with your ultimate sets. And then they're going to go upward of that. When they have a checkup class, they're going to want their glamour. So I want you to think about that. So I'm going to unmute you, and now you could, let me get back to this. Okay. Now your voices can be heard. Okay. Oh, Linda Quillen just pointed out a great point, and I'd like to share this with you. Linda, would you just like to share that yourself? Would you explain that the bonuses are so huge?
Oh, you can go ahead, but it's just such a remarkable time that if I could choose to start all over again, I'd do it right now in a heartbeat. For the value from the business standpoint.
And what she's saying on that, let's say you do go to or use your credit card that has a fairly low interest rate, because if you will follow the instructions of what we're talking about, you're going to take from your profits. Remember I said you put all your money in the bank, and then you're going to work on a 60-40, even though we buy it 50% profit, and you're getting more than that because you're getting a lot of free product. And what I want you to do is to look at this free product 2 ways. How do you use it to work for you? One, you're going to set it aside, and you can use it as an incentive to get people to book the classes and to get 5 people there, or you can sell it and use it to pay the interest on the loan that you've just gotten. So that's a smart business thing. Divide it out, and so if you got some glamour, you could get some, glamour bundles, and you're going to use all of your free product that you get. You put it in there, and that's what you use as an incentive to say, I promise you, you get 5 people there, and I'm going to give you your set in hands free. And then that's one set given away. Now you've got 5 people there, and you're going to do a great class. Your sales on average class is over 300, but it's not uncommon to have $700 and $1,000 classes. Okay? In fact, I have to tell you, I just taught a national sales director this closing, and she did one class, and she called me. She was elated. She had $1,500 in total sales, and she had never used this close before. So that's what I want to tell you. That's what's in front of you. So let's take the blinders off and start thinking about how we can make money. Does anybody have any questions or any thoughts you'd like to share? Okay, for our senior consultants, I know Myra or Rosie or any of you, Sandra, would you like to, Norma, I see you're here. Would you like to give any of your experience, Norma, about when you started and how you felt about this? I think you can help the new people understand. Is Norma on?
I'm here.
Okay. Would you like to share with how you started, and if you were starting now, what would you do different?
Sure. When I first started, I actually was afraid when I first got my starter kit, and I got a very small order because I was afraid. And now that I look back, I would have put my feet right into everything and gotten inventory, because I feel that the more inventory I have, the quicker I'm starting to talk to people, and I've built my business up much faster that way.
Okay. I appreciate that. And Myra, would you like to share? Because she started with a small order because that would fit into her budget. But where did you take it in just a few weeks?
Yeah, I think if I had to do it all over again and I had the money starting out, I think I would have done at least the 18. The 1800, or even the one above that, because I had the 5 appointments and I'd already exceeded my small inventory order, and then I had to wait, until I ordered some more, and then I ended up qualifying as a star consultant by the end of that quarter. So
okay, you know what? I'm getting comments from people saying that we're having a bad echo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put us back on off of mute, and I'll just cover some few points here. Okay, because I know it's terribly irritating to try to understand and pick up. But so senior consultants, directors, if you're on, if you have any comments, if you are, okay, I just want to read here and see what other people have said to me. Alicia, thank you. I love to be prepared. Okay, thank you. Okay, someone else talked about that they could see some under the videos. Okay, thank you. That you could. Thank you, Sandra, for letting me know what we were echoing. Okay, so here are the things here. What I want you to do is get prepared, ladies. For all of you that are on that are new, I will be calling you to go over things to answer all of your personal questions. I ask that you get a spiral notebook, that you write everything you have a question about, and then let's set up a time where I can make sure I cover everything. Your success is my success. It's so important that we know that. And let's make sure that we get started, get your bank account going, get your business cards ordered, start thinking like a businesswoman. I want you to imagine, if you have never owned your own business, that's me. I'd very worked retail, so I really didn't have any. I was the least likely success candidate, put it that way. But I had a dream in my heart that I could make a difference. And that's what I'm wishing for you, that whether you're already clear about your purpose or whether you're just showing up to see what's going to happen, I want you to do the best you can to be amazing, okay? And then we're going to get your business going, set a startup date when you're going to start holding your appointments. And then next Tuesday night, we're going to go over the details, covering anything that you send me this week that you want cleared up. Second thing, let's make a decision, small, big, medium, or in between. Get some inventory, so it'll take about 4 or 5 days for it to get here. And then you can set your start date, and we will make sure that you're booked solid and that you get these skills doing. Mary Kay said, the butterflies are inside. The only way you can get them under control is to get into action. And I'm going to make sure, I think we're running much later than I thought we did. When I talked about attitude that we start up, I want you to know that there are lots of ways that you can work on your attitudes. Learning and going on and listening to the people who are in front of you. Mary Kay would say to us, only ask the people who have and live the lifestyle that you want. That's the only person that I listen to. I would ask you this simple question. Would you go to a dentist with no teeth? Of course not. Okay, would you go to a financial officer who had declared bankruptcy? I don't think so. But would you listen to a Mary Kay consultant or a director that's a star consultant, that's driving free, that's $1 million director? I'm going to tell you, the people that I'm going to share with you is called Pink Blast. I want you to put this number on speed dial, because when this comes up, these are 5 women that I selected to put in front of my consultants. Now, what did that do and come back up here? Okay, here it comes. this is the Pink Blast. And when you put this number, 641-715-3900 on your cell phone, and then the code is, it's going to say when you dial that number, put your code in, 53486#. And on Monday, you would hear me. On Tuesday, you would get Linda Klein. On Wednesday, you would get Linda Quillen. She's on the phone now. Thursday, Pat Nuzzi, and Friday is Virginia Rao. Connie Russo is an elite director that fills in for us occasionally. So these are the women. They're all top directors. They've won many, many, many Cadillacs. They've been high achievers in every achievement category in Mary Kay. So I have brought to you the best of the best. And I urge you, we have a 4 to 7 minute every morning when you're putting on your makeup or driving to work. Put your phone on speaker and listen to it. And when you're coming home from a beauty show or going to that, because you're going to get a quick blast of a skill-based, embraced, and wrapped around some motivation, because this business is all about motivation and attitude. So every day, tune in and listen to someone who can take you to the top. You never know what words you will hear that will make a difference. It could be just one word, and it can make a difference. So, ladies, I thank you so much for tonight. I know your brain is probably mushed, thinking, how am I supposed to comprehend all this? But it's just the beginning. You can dial back in. It's recorded. You will hear it. And I wish you the best of dreams, pink dreams, that you are going to have a magnificent, magnificent Mary Kay career. Let no one stop you. We have a little saying that I will go up, round, around, or through any obstacle until it is completed. Let no one rain on your parade. You're amazing women. You made the decision to become a consultant, and now I want you to take the next step, and that to be as a businesswoman, and then we're going to teach you how to be a full circle. That means building not only a retail business, but building a visionary legacy business. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This was absolutely wonderful, and I look forward to having many, many, many experiences via the webinar. So unless someone has a question or something, I'll be in touch with you personally. If you have a specific time when you want me to call you that you're available, please send me a message or just put it on the screen now when it would be a good time for me to call you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you at the top. Bye-bye.